Welcome back to the vlog. In this episode we're going over some toy photography. So one of the goals that I've had for 2022 was to do some weekly toy photography. And I actually started it a little bit early when I was home for the holidays. I actually did some light painting stuff with my Mr. Freeze action figure from Batman and Robin. Doing kind of lighting up certain features, which was a technique I've seen in various YouTubers do, including Chris Howe. And that was just to blend all of the exposures together and only isolate certain pieces. So like for the Mr. Freeze one, he did a backlight because he's kind of a little semi-transparent, and I backlit his internal organs kind of so that was more of a purple hue with the light, and then I just pulled that and brought that forward on one of the Photoshop layers and then did some multiple exposures on either side. I did a very similar technique using multiple light painting exposures with the Sub-Zero. With that one I blended everything together a little bit more in Photoshop and was able to play around with it because I had such different looks. Like I had a purple light, I had more of a blue, a kind of ghost-like spirit, which works for the kind of Mortal Kombat lore. So I've got a ton of action figures, as you know, but because of the toying around book that I did, I've shot a majority of the stuff that I already own. So I decided I was going to go out to Nerding Out in Inver Grove Heights, which actually I heard about through Ethan Page's Toy Hunt vlog. Him and Danhausen and Dave Wheeler were there, or actually right before the Bauhaus show in August. And so I decided to go out there and grab a few things. I got a Johnny Gargano figure because I'm going to slowly start collecting some of the wrestlers that I've photographed and recreating some of the photos that I've done of them for Figure Fridays. So this was WrestlePalooza 7 that Johnny Gargano was part of. It was him and Arya Daivari for the WrestlePalooza title, and I took that, and this was actually his entrance, because what happened during that show was it was supposed to be Arya Daivari versus Sally Stitches. Arya took out Sally at the beginning, and so Cannon came out. Arya refused to wrestle Cannon, and Cannon said, "No, I've got an opponent for you," and it was Johnny Gargano. And so this was Johnny making his entrance on the stage. I got a Stormtrooper because Stormtroopers are always super cool and super useful for toy photography. On Monday I took advantage of the fact that it was a little hazier out and went out and did some toy photography at Big Willow Park, which is actually where I'd done a photo shoot with Jade Glasgow before, when it was, not winter. And I remembered this portion of the park that looked really kind of cool, and I thought it would be a cool idea to bring one of the Stormtroopers there. So I used that portion, and there were multiple Photoshop layers for that, and I used a technique that I've seen on Sir Dork's YouTube channel and Instagram of kind of just tossing debris up so that you can get a little more effects in the air, and I figured that would look kind of cool with a lone Stormtrooper in this big snowstorm look. And then I did a similar thing with the Mary Marvel figure, in the fact that I had her kind of on the top of this little hill and had the rock formation behind her, and did again a couple layers with Photoshop to make it look like this big snowstorm is trying to blow her off the peak, but she's just standing there not letting any of this affect her. And then the last thing that I did was some stuff with one of the Stormtroopers and Katana. In both cases, I set up a little photo area in my office on my spare desk and set up, it's actually a drawer that's designed for bathroom products. It's just a little stand and drawer. I pulled the drawer out, but it looks like an interesting kind of platform, and I got a very big Star Wars vibe off it, which is why I did the Stormtrooper first. And then as it was such a nice platform, I decided to use that and do a silhouette with Katana standing on that platform just so I could raise her up a little bit. Both of them still using those little LED tubes that are lighting the background right now. It was a really simple setup, and I'm really happy with how things turned out. So make sure follow me on Instagram at Knocked Out Films for all of those photos as they come out and much more. And then make sure to like and subscribe here on the YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.